let's segue then into the title, which is usually something we end the podcast on in terms of like the segmented areas. But I think it was something that came up in the Discord chat yesterday, and we were talking about tallest metal musicians, and we thought it would be a good idea for this show. So I've got a Google search of. Oh, I accidentally opened Edge at that point just
How
then.
the hell is Tommy Lee from Motley Crue not included in that list of metal musicians that are very tall? Because I swear he's very tall.
Your guess is
well.
as good as mine. I'm just like, I don't know. Let's have a look. All right, it always goes all weird when I try to change it over. So here we go. So yeah, we got Peter Steele, who's 2.3 meters. Okay, he's a big lad. Chris, if I butcher some of these names, by the way, I greatly apologize. I've seen Jim Root be quite tall, but I thought Mick Thompson is Jim Root taller than Mick Thompson.
I reckon they're probably around in the same height range. It's because
Probably.
Mick Thompson looks more intimidating.
That's
why
yeah,
tall.
yeah.
And because we're a bunch of shorties, anyone that looks more intimidating, we immediately think is taller than us.
Yeah.
Which is probably very realistic.
So in that case,
most bearded metal scary people you encounter at a bar like the Dev, who look gigantic and big, I always go, "You're tall and a bit scary," but they're actually lovely.
Yeah.
So
Jim Root's like a gentle giant, isn't he?
Yeah.
And there's a reason that the bass drum is so heavy because Danny Carey's probably got like huge feet or something like that from his size alone. So there you go. Buckethead, yeah, I can see that. I can see him being quite tall. And you could probably notice there you go, Mick Thompson. So how tall? Jim Root's 1.98 and Mick Thompson's 1.93. So yeah, not too separate. Floor Jansen. Oh, I didn't realize she was that tall, Floor Jansen.
Hetfield, I kind of knew.
Yeah,
Hetfield is a tall. Hetfield is a big boy.
Big boy.
He is a big boy.
He's a big boy. Loves the bubbly.
I'm a big boy.
And then right in the corner you got Ronnie James Dio, 1.63. It's like.
Oh, he's little. He's little. Yeah. Ronnie James Dio.
He is. But his bite was always worse than his bark when he was on stage. So when we go from that, we go to find out who the smallest guys in rock and heavy metal are, because you gotta make some noise out for the smaller ones. So we've got.
Of course, we're talking about Lars from Metallica.
Yeah.
So I can do my amazing Lars impression.
He fucking left his high heels at home, dude.
I left high heels at home, dude.
So you got Kerry King from Slayer, who's 5'5". Bloody hell. I guess that's the compilation, complimenting from the beard a little bit. Lars, but that's not all right. I see. So they haven't got the picture for Lars Ulrich there. So I was confused when they said Scott Ian was Lars Ulrich. I mean, that would be Lars Ulrich after he decided to shave his hair off. But
I love how the description of the photo is Lars Ulrich with his very tall wife. You know what I found out? He went out with a Bond. He was married to a Bond girl. Very briefly, Lars Ulrich. If you've ever seen the film Devil's Advocate, the devil's daughter in that film is actually Lars's wife throughout most of the 90s.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise it until I did some research after watching it with a partner. So, yeah. Scott Ian, obvious, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to show like the most notable. Well, I was going to say the most notable ones are the shorter ones, but then again, like you've seen quite a few notable ones from the tall guys. But you got some like really loud terriers in here, like Bruce Dickinson, for example. But even the rest of the band themselves, they're not the tallest bunch.
Oh, Bruce is shorter than me. Fuck's sake, I'm like 5'6". Or is he 5'7"?
How tall am I? I'm like 5'8". Yeah, I'm 5'8", so not too bad.
Makes sense.
I'm the most average person you could come across probably. Brian Johnson, there's no picture of him there, but I can see that happening as well. Danny Filth.
As someone that's actually interviewed him, yeah, tiny boy. Tiny boy.
Very tiny. That was the main name that came up last night, was the Glenn Danzig one.
Ooh, the twisted kernel.
Ronnie James Dio. Oh, God rest his soul. Joey Jordison. That's probably how he's so fast on the double pedals, just because of how fast he was before. So that's cool. Angus Young. Yeah, I could see that as well. A little schoolboy getting his kicks in really well. And I think that is it for that. So that's probably like the quickest segment we've had. But any closing thoughts on that whatsoever?
Like, yeah, those are the kind of the ones that you expect. Like Joey, definitely. Like even at Slipknot's like Iowa Volume 3, like becoming that big metal band Prime, he was always the short boy in that band. Angus Young has been being a short schoolboy for his entire career, and he's in his buddy 70s.
Yeah.
And yeah, Bruce is around the same height as me, and that's a bit of a weird fact I found out today.
Yeah.
And I'm quite a big Maiden fan, so
I mean,
yeah.
so let's see. What we could do as a bit of a bonus is see which musicians are the same height as us. So you said you were 5'6". So
Yeah.
should we look for musicians who are 5'6"?
This is like when I looked up who shares my birthday, or who also has ADHD. He's the same height as me.
I haven't known many people who have undiagnosed Asperger's from my side. So not close. So Roger Daltrey. Let me just change it over again. Right. So we've got Roger Daltrey. Prince 5'2". I didn't realize he was that short.
Oh, because he mostly wore high heels when you think of Prince in his like purple rain kind of prime. So
I hate how they consider 5'8" short though. Favorite short musicians: 5'8" Bob Marley. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Angus Young.
Oh, Bono.
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 What was that fun fact I learnt yesterday? Katie was telling me about it. That the reason Bono wears his sunglasses is because he has slight glaucoma.
Does he? Is that why?
Yeah, apparently.
Wow.
So that was an interesting.
So he's not
fact.
just being a pretentious twat.
No, no, that's his part-time job. That is.
Yeah.
This is the Dirt Sheet podcast.
But like, yeah, I've got to mug him off when I can.
Welcome to the Key Dirt Sheet podcast.